Seldom does an individual enter upon highly creative effort in any field of endeavor before the age of 40. The average man reaches the period of his greatest capacity to create between 40 and 60. These statements are based upon analysis of thousands of men and women who have been carefully observed. They should be encouraging to those who fail to arrive before the age of 40 and to those who become frightened at the approach of old age around the 40-year mark. The years between 40 and 50 are, as a rule, the most fruitful. Man should approach this age not with fear and trembling, but with hope and eager anticipation. Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. All right, the brain is an amazing organ in the body. The capacity it has to literally reinvent or rejuvenate itself is, I think a lot of people underestimate it. And I speak on this subject as somebody who has pushed myself literally to the limits. I have experienced what I've referred to in one of my articles as mental ecstasy, from being able to function in this the state of what is referred to as the zone or flow, to be able to function in the zone. You hear that people are said to have zoned out. It means that they get to a level of unconscious competence in which they are able to function at their optimal best without needing to pay kind of attention to it on a conscious level, and this ability will be accessible to anybody that's willing to apply him or herself on a dedicated basis for a long period of time. Now, when people are said to age on the physical realm, and even then again, you have people who have defeated those odds by prolonging their youthfulness in quotes through the engagement in a lot of physical exercise. But more importantly, mental exercise, engaging in a lot of activities that keep you mentally nimble, can make a world of difference to your abilities as you age. So what happens is, if you do not let your brain become atrophied, in other words, to become stagnated, to become lethargic, if you're not somebody that is lazy-minded, it means that you will constantly engage yourself in activities that will keep your brain functioning at its optimal best, and so your creativity will often be at a very high level. Many people who age and stay nimble mentally, this is the secret to their success. And when it comes to entrepreneurship or functioning at a high level in paid employment or in some other vocation, you'll find that these kind of people tend to excel even well ahead of people that are much younger than them. And I say this as someone that functions in that mold. I'm 53, but my capacity for physical and mental activity is at the top end, and I've trained myself to be like that for decades. So the knowledge I had to be able to continue living in that way came not just from the fact that I had the discipline, being a sports person, being someone that engaged in sports and in martial arts. It also came from the fact that I studied a lot, and I saw that there was evidence, and research-based evidence for that matter, to back up the idea that a person could age and not necessarily become less capable of giving out optimal performance. And so you see the quote here credited to Napoleon Hill. It's one of the quotes I actually literally memorized from the book Think and Grow Rich. And the book was a bestseller. Those of you who know the book, you Google it, you can get it. It's free now. It's available. You can download it as a PDF. But the quote in itself is self-explanatory. And if you really want to make the most of yourself, it doesn't matter how old you think you are. If you can engage in what is called brain training, Google the name Tony Buzan, Buzan, Tony Buzan, and Google, put a comma and put brain training. You will discover a whole new world. Add to that comma and add to that string an extra comma and add mind mapping. Tony Buzan, comma, brain training, comma, mind mapping, comma. Those three concepts all together will bring you some Google results that will be very enriching for you, especially as you quote unquote age out. You'll find out that you are actually able to maintain optimal productivity into your later years. And I do mean the 70s, 80s, and 90s. One excellent example I can give to you of a living being that is like this, and I've seen him function like this for over 5, at least I've known him and consciously interacted with him for over 3 decades. It's Bud Dubin. All right, he's now 99. He's going to be 100 years old in June this year, 2024. And you can go to Facebook and type Bud Dubin, B-U-R-T space D-U-B-I-N, and that's a person that has lived this experience I'm talking about, being able to be at his productive best even as he aged out. And I think many of us, we do not give ourselves credit. We underestimate our capacity for performance. And as a result, we deny the world of our genius. So this is to challenge you, to encourage you, hopefully to inspire you to take action, to make the most of yourself, no matter how old you think you are. If you have any questions regarding what I've shared here, reach out to me using the contact details on the screen. I wish you well.